All right, folks, today's video is packed. We've got fresh casting rumors for the new Harry Potter TV series on HBO Max, a straight-up corporate battle between Netflix and Paramount over Warner Brothers, and what that means for every corner of the franchise. Blake Lively randomly fangirling over Draco on Broadway, the Phelps family going full holiday wholesome, and the Warner Brothers Studio Tour London officially crowned the best Christmas attraction on the planet. Stick around, hit that like button early if you're hyped, and let's jump right in. So the rumor mill finally started spitting out some names again. According to new industry chatter, Kim Durham and Joel Montague have both been cast in the upcoming Harry Potter TV remake for HBO Max. Their roles haven't been revealed yet, which of course means the internet is already playing Guess Who like it's a national sport. Let's talk Kim Durham first. Kim Durham has that classic British stage presence, the kind that comes with decades of experience. He's got the look and vibe of someone who could absolutely nail a Hogwarts-era authority figure. Think along the lines of Nearly Headless Nick if they decide to make the ghost a more visible and comedic presence. Or even Elphias Doge, the wise, soft-spoken Order member who's connected to Dumbledore's past. With Durham's age and gravitas, he could slide into those older wizard roles with ease. Then there's Joel Montague, known from Girlfriends, and he brings a totally different energy. He's got a really expressive comedic face, but also this range that lets him dip into heavier roles. That's interesting because Harry Potter needs characters who can swing both ways. He's younger, expressive, and has a background that mixes comedy with solid acting chops. If HBO is expanding the world the way they've hinted, giving depth to minor characters the film's barely touched, he could fit as someone like Ted Tonks, who has warmth and humor, or Stanislaus Stan Shunpike, where the show could play up his awkward charm. Or they might even go bold and cast him in a more serious role like a younger ministry employee, fleshing out the political side of the wizarding world. We still don't know, but these are legit actors. Definitely not throwaway casting. Because here's the thing, HBO isn't looking for look-alike replacements for the film cast. They're building this world from scratch, and actors like Durham and Montague feel like pieces of a large, carefully built puzzle. Before we continue, go ahead and drop your casting predictions in the comments, and hit subscribe if you want more updates like this the second they drop. The situation with Netflix and Paramount fighting over Warner Brothers has gone from corporate drama to full-blown magical duel, and the Harry Potter franchise is stuck right in the middle like a shiny golden snitch everyone wants to grab. Netflix made the first huge splash on December 5th when it officially announced that it was buying Warner Brothers for an absolutely wild $72 billion. And this isn't just some small licensing deal. It includes the entire Warner Brothers studio operation, HBO, HBO Max, and even Warner Brothers Games, which means the Harry Potter films, the upcoming TV reboot, and the Hogwarts Legacy game studio all fall under Netflix's new umbrella. It's basically Netflix swallowing an entire century-old titan of the film industry. But here's where it gets even crazier. 3 days after Netflix went public, Paramount blindsided everyone with a hostile takeover bid worth even more money. They're offering an all-cash deal valued at around $108 billion, backed by some extremely heavy hitters: Middle Eastern sovereign wealth funds from Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi, plus Larry Ellison and even Jared Kushner's affinity partners. Paramount is basically storming the gates and yelling at Warner Bros. Shareholders, "Take our money instead," while waving a stack of cash the size of Hogwarts Castle. They're not even pretending to play nice anymore. Each company wants Warner Brothers for completely different strategic reasons, and depending on who wins, the Harry Potter franchise could end up evolving in two very different directions. Netflix's plan is to merge Warner's massive library into its own ecosystem while still keeping HBO Max as a separate service temporarily. They've said publicly that they want to maintain Warner Bros.' operations, at least during the transition, which suggests the Harry Potter TV series currently filming under HBO Max would continue without interruption. But even if production stays stable, Netflix eventually wants to integrate the brands more tightly. That raises a ton of questions, like whether the show might release on HBO Max first and then immediately jump to Netflix, or if Netflix will push to co-brand the show later with its own logo. Fans are already worrying that Netflix's binge-release culture and fast content turnaround might clash with HBO's slow, prestige-driven model. And to be fair, Netflix's reputation for canceling ambitious shows after a season or two is not exactly comforting when we're talking about a decade-long 7-season Harry Potter adaptation. On top of the series, Netflix would also inherit the entire film franchise. All 8 movies, plus the Fantastic Beasts films, plus any future Wizarding World spin-offs would now sit inside Netflix's global distribution pipeline. And the gaming side gets even weirder. Warner Bros. Games includes Avalanche Software, the team behind Hogwarts Legacy, one of the biggest single-player launches in modern gaming. If Netflix owns that, they get to decide how the sequel is marketed, how the franchise expands, and whether they want to tie game releases into their new streaming ecosystem. So imagine a world where the next Hogwarts Legacy trailer drops during a Netflix event instead of a Warner Bros. one. It's a shift that would change how millions of fans experience the franchise. Paramount, on the other hand, is pushing a totally different vision. They're promising shareholders a bigger payday, faster regulatory approval, and a Hollywood landscape that doesn't revolve around one streaming mega company. Their pitch is that combining Warner Bros. With Netflix would create a terrifying streaming monopoly, while combining Warner Bros. With Paramount would create a more balanced competitor to Disney and Universal. Paramount also emphasizes their commitment to theatrical releases, which means they might be more inclined to revive or expand the Wizarding World with new films rather than just relying on streaming. They've been very loud about wanting to keep cinema alive, and the Harry Potter name is one of the few brands powerful enough to pull people back into theaters worldwide. Another huge twist is the political angle. President Trump commented openly, which is extremely unusual, saying that the Netflix deal could be a problem, and that he would be personally involved in the approval process. Normally, these decisions are left to the DOJ or FTC, not to direct presidential involvement. And because David Ellison at Paramount has deep connections to Trump's circle, plus funding from regions with political influence, nobody really knows how this will shape the final outcome. It's rare that a fictional wizarding universe gets dragged into the geopolitical and economic chaos of the real world. But here we are. The timing makes everything even messier. The Harry Potter TV reboot started filming in summer 2025 and is aiming for a premiere somewhere between January and April 2027. Netflix's acquisition of WB isn't expected to actually complete until the third quarter of 2026, right around when the series enters post-production. That means the brand transition, the logos, the marketing, the platform strategy, could land right on top of the show's release window. So imagine this absurd scenario. The series premieres on HBO Max in January, and by April, the entire platform merges into Netflix. It sounds like chaos because it is chaos. If Paramount somehow wins instead, the series would stay entirely on HBO Max with the same production team and branding, at least for now. Paramount would probably position the series as the crown jewel of their newly expanded content empire, especially since they've been losing ground against Disney and Netflix. Warner Bros. Discovery itself even predicted earlier this year that parts of the company would eventually be sold. Nobody thought it would be this messy or this expensive. So the fate of the entire Wizarding World, the movies, the shows, the games, the future expansion of the franchise, now hinges on a bidding war between two massive companies with completely opposite plans. This isn't just about who writes the checks. It's about who controls the legacy of one of the biggest cultural properties on Earth for the next 50 years. Let me know in the comments who you think should win this fight, Netflix or Paramount, because honestly, each outcome feels like its own alternate universe. This one is just wholesome celebrity crossover energy. So Blake Lively, yes, Serena van der Woodsen herself, popped out of her legal drama storm with Justin Baldoni to take a trip to Broadway and watch Tom Felton in Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. And honestly, she became every millennial Wizarding World fan in that theater. She met Tom backstage, took pictures with Rachel Christopher, Hermione, and John Skelly, Harry, and she absolutely geeked out. Her Instagram stories were just pure happiness, freaking out, surreal, so special. It's the kind of reaction you'd expect from someone who had posters on their wall, not someone who plays opposite Ryan Reynolds on red carpets. But here's what's fun. Tom Felton is not just doing this show. He's fully embracing the character of adult Draco. Wig, suit, emotional arc, and all. He's the first actor from the films to take their character into the Broadway version, and he's been leaning into it like it's a homecoming. He even went to Daniel Radcliffe for stage advice, which is honestly adorable. Daniel apparently warned him about entrance applause, which is the most Draco Malfoy sentence ever. I'm not even on stage yet, and they're already clapping for me. We've talked about Cursed Child before on this channel. Jason Isaacs visited. Daniel Radcliffe visited. Now Blake Lively joins the list of high-profile visitors who decided, yes, I want to go see adult Draco have feelings. Honestly, if you ever needed proof that Potter nostalgia runs deep, even in Hollywood, there it is. If you like seeing actors reunite like this, drop a like. And comment which HP actor you think should visit Tom next. Let's stay in the actor corner for a minute, because Oliver and James Phelps have been out here giving us peak holiday vibes. They've been promoting the second season of Wizards of Baking, which is the most charmingly chaotic baking competition out there. And even though they filmed it in the summer, they committed to cozy sweaters and festive energy because they knew it would air during the holidays. The dedication is real. But the real gold is when they start talking about their own family traditions. Oliver's house is fully Christmas-coded. He's got 2 little girls who are all in on Santa, so his whole December is crafts, decorations, and dad duties. And on Christmas Eve, he and a group of friends go play golf, very British energy, and then wander around a Christmas market with mulled wine. The man is living his best life. James, meanwhile, just casually runs into the freezing sea every Christmas day like it's no big deal. He and his wife take their dog for a walk on the beach, and then he does a straight-up cold water plunge. Respect. I can barely walk from my shower to my towel without complaining about the temperature. He also does a Finnish Christmas on Christmas Eve because of his wife's heritage. Pressed salmon, light dishes, lots of dill, then switches to full British feast mode on the 25th. So he's basically doing 2 Christmases, which feels like something Fred and George would absolutely approve of. They both said that being back at the Warner Brothers studio in Leavesden to film Wizards of Baking gave them that nostalgic Christmas-at-home feeling. It's sweet hearing actors who literally grew up on those sets still describe them like a comfort blanket. If you haven't watched Wizards of Baking yet, give it a shot. It's wholesome chaos, and Warwick Davis appearing in the latest episode? Perfect. Leave a comment telling me your own weird Christmas tradition. And finally, we need to talk about something that should surprise no one. The Warner Brothers Studio Tour London was just named the best Christmas attraction in the world for 2025. Not in the UK, not in Europe, the entire world. It tied with Central Park in New York, which is iconic, but the studio tour edged out places like Brussels' Grand Place, Copenhagen's Tivoli Gardens, Disney World, Disneyland Paris, and a whole list of global festive heavyweights. The Christmas Joy score was basically off the charts, 9.75 out of 10. And the Christmas keyword was mentioned in nearly 1,000 4- and 5-star reviews. That means people aren't just enjoying it, they're leaving the place buzzing. If you've ever done Hogwarts in the snow, you know how unreal it is. The Great Hall decked out like the Yule Ball, full trees, frost, floating ornaments, the enchanted tables. Diagon Alley covered in snow. The castle model blanketed using the same movie techniques they used during filming. And this is the part I love. They don't just slap up some garland and call it festive. They go full, you're in the film. The sets, the costumes, the props, the music, the snacks. It's immersive. For families, it's Christmas magic. For Potter fans, it's emotional damage in the best way. A travel expert said it perfectly. The atmosphere transcends fandom. Even if you don't know your Patronus, you still feel the warmth and the joy, And that's what makes it stand out from every other attraction trying to cash in on the season. If you've ever been to Hogwarts in the snow, tell me your favorite part in the comments. Mine is the Great Hall reveal. It hits every single time. All right, that's it for today's Monster News Update. We've got new Harry Potter series cast rumors, a streaming war that could rewrite the franchise's future, Tom Felton and his Broadway era being visited by Blake Lively, the Phelps twins keeping the holiday spirit alive, and the studio tour officially crowned Christmas champion of the entire world. Let me know which story hit you the hardest and whose side you're on in this Netflix versus Paramount showdown. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. YouTube loves when you do that, and it helps me keep making these ridiculously long deep dives for you. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.